Every time a woman stands for herself, even without knowing, she stands for all the women. Here we are standing today for all the strong and amazing women out there. Honorable Principal Professor M. Sufyan Beg sir, respected Vice Chairperson Executive Committee IEEE UP Section Professor Mohammad Rehan sir, our most valued eminent guests, all my dear teachers, seniors and fellow mates. Assalamu alaikum. I wish you all a very warm evening. I feel extremely honored in welcoming you all to the inauguration ceremony of Women in Engineering Affinity Group under IEEE Student Branch ZHCET AMU. My name is Mahina Mahmood. I'm a BTech final year undergrad from Department of Electrical Engineering. I take great privilege in leading the WIE Affinity Group for this session. As per our university tradition, we'll start the program with the recitation of a few verses from the Holy Quran. I invite Mr. Naeem Ahmed for the same.
Assalamu alaikum. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes, you are.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. آمن الرسول بما أنزل إليه من ربه والمؤمنون كل آمن بالله وملائكته وكتبه ورسله لا نفرق بين أحد من رسله وقالوا سمعنا وأطعنا غفرانك ربنا وإليك المصير لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها لها ما كسبت وعليها ما اكتسبت ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا أو أخطأنا ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين صدق الله العلي العظيم.
Thank you so much, Naeem. As you all know, today we have gathered here to mark the inaugural of WIE Affinity Group of our IEEE student branch. I'm highly enthusiastic in sharing with you all some facts about WIE. IEEE WIE is a special interest group to help promote women engineers, scientists, and inspire girls all around the globe. Its goal is to facilitate the recruitment and retention of women in technical disciplines globally. IEEE envisions a vibrant community of women and men collectively using their diverse talents to innovate for the benefit of humanity. It's very unfortunate to see that still there is an unstable gender ratio in STEM fields. To mitigate these disturbing gender peculiarities and to help female students embark their journey in STEM, we at WIE Affinity Group will provide every necessary support mechanism that any of our fellow mates will need. Without much ado, I request Puratulan Ma'am, Assistant Professor, Department of Electrical Engineering, ZHCT, and the Group Advisor of WIE Affinity Group to kindly deliver the welcome address.
I'm audible.
Yes, ma'am.
Honorable Principal Sir, Professor M. Sufyan Beg, Zakir Hussain College of Engineering and Technology, Vice Chairperson IEEE UP Section, Professor Muhammad Rehan, Department of Electrical Engineering, and our extremely profound speakers, staff members, and all my dear students. Assalamu alaikum and a very good evening to all of you. I am Kuratulan, Women in Engineering Affinity Group Advisor, Department of Electrical Engineering, Aligarh Muslim University. I welcome you all in the inaugural ceremony of Women in Engineering Affinity Group under IEEE Student Branch, Zakir Hussain College of Engineering and Technology, AMU. I feel extremely honored to welcome in this inaugural ceremony after the continuous efforts and hard work of the whole team. This idea of starting a special group for the recognition of female engineers has taken its shape in the form of this WIE Affinity Group. Today, we have with us Professor Sufyan Beg, Sir, Principal ZHCT AMU. I welcome you, sir, in today's session. Thank you so much, sir, for giving us time from your busy schedule. Sir, your presence is a great source of motivation for our whole team. Thank you so much, sir. I would also like to welcome Professor Muhammad Rehan, Vice Chairperson IEEE UP Section and professor in electrical engineering department. Sir, without your support, we wouldn't able to stand here today. It was your continuous support which encouraged us to strive for the best for our IEEE student branch. Now, I would like to welcome our guest speakers, starting with Dr. Satish K. Singh, Section Chair, IEEE UP Section. Sir, we are extremely honored to have an eminent personality like you today with us. Thank you so much, sir, for accepting our invitation. I would also like to welcome Dr. Shweta Tripathi, Chair, Women in Engineering Committee, UP Section. Ma'am, your presence today is a great source of motivation for us as we are launching our affinity group today. Now, I welcome to our department extinguished alumni, Miss Sarita Singh, Senior Manager at Siemens, and Miss Kirti Sharma, Associate Consultant at Tata Consulting Services. Thank you so much, Miss Sarita and Miss Kirti, for joining us today and for being torch bearers of women in engineering. Both of you are the role models of for our student as we launch our WIE Affinity Group. Our student seeks inspiration from you. I also welcome all my professor, colleagues, and students present in this inaugural session. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. I'm sure that with the support of everyone present here today, our little step will soon be turned into a great success. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for such a warm welcome note. Moving ahead, I humbly request Principal Sir to please address the audience.
Assalamu alaikum and good afternoon. Greetings from the Aligarh Muslim University. It's such a wonderful sight to see all the young girls, at the inaugural ceremony of the Women in Engineering Affinity Group. In fact, this is something that is long due. And before I share my thoughts on it, on behalf of the Zakir Hussain College of Engineering and Technology, I would welcome all the distinguished speakers to this inaugural ceremony of the Women in Engineering Affinity Group. I'm not, calling all of them by name because time is really short and we need to wind it up within the stipulated time. Uh, this is something that has been going on in IEEE for a long, long time. They have been doing their best in order to attract, in order to retain, in order to generate the interest of women in engineering. I'm sorry to say that we have picked it up a little late. We should have started much earlier. And in fact, this is something that has picked up pace outside the arena of the IEEE as well, because we all know that the basis for our engineering is mathematics. And we see quite a few professors of mathematics who are the women in our university. and they are doing wonderfully well. They are doing wonderfully well. And if I compare, like 3 years back or 2 years back, we had the Golden Jubilee celebration of our engineering college, in
Yes,
which
sir.
the people of the 1968 or 69 batch, they came, and to our surprise, there was just a single female student in that year, 1968. And thankfully, she came all the way for the Golden Jubilee. And it was such a wonderful sight to see, all those old and experienced people, rejoicing and reliving their past in the Golden Jubilee celebrations. So that I'm talking about 1968. And then the year 1992, in which I graduated from this very college, we were having as many as 1/4 of my class as girl students. So we were 52 in our class, and 13 out of them, exactly 1/4, they were girl students. And we still have the WhatsApp group. We are still very active. We still interact. We had our silver jubilee in 2017, and quite a few of our classmates, they came. So I think it has been picking up, and the women in engineering have really done well. I am fortunate to have some very good female colleagues in the engineering. I would name one of them. And when I was a professor at Jamia Millia Islamia, Professor Minnie Thomas, who also happens to be an electrical engineer and a professor of electrical engineering, and she was very actively involved in IEEE activities also, and probably she became the vice president of some of the groups of IEEE. And later on, she became the director of NIT Trichy. So these are the role models that our young girls should try to keep before them, and try to get more and more girl students into the. If you see, whenever the results for class 10th and class 12th, they are out, the female students, they almost always, they outshine the boys. So why isn't that those girls are being attracted to engineering? Not just electrical engineering, even civil engineering, mechanical engineering, we should be attracting. And that is one of the reasons why under the TechIP program, TechIP phase 3 in particular, wherein we received a funding of 7.7 crores, we had an EAP group, Equity Action Program, that was led by Dr. Shiba Jilani of the Department of Chemical Engineering. But for the last couple of years, or a year and a half at least, the activities, they have dwindled, they have gone down because of the pandemic. So it hasn't really picked up that much. And we hope that it is going to get picked up after the inauguration that we are having today. The last thing, but not the least, that I would like to mention is that under this affinity group, we should be reaching out to the schools, and particularly the girls' schools. And then are these young girl students, they can take it as an outreach activity and reach out to the schools to attract those girls to come into the folds of engineering. You can always tell them how exciting is engineering, and that is something that they can take as a challenge. And one painful note I would say, and I would throw it as a challenge to my girl students, although in the results of 10th and 12th, the girls, they do so very well, but I hardly see any topper girl emerging from our college in the different branches of engineering. When you talk about the toppers, they are mostly boys in our college, and that I'm throwing as a challenge to all of you. And I urge all of you to emerge as the topper in your respective branches, may it be electrical, may it be electronics, may it be computer, may it be the non-circuit branches. This is something that I'm really expecting from my girl students to prove themselves, and then only you can be a good role model for all the girls from the schools to take up the profession of engineering. So I must not continue too much, because we have many more speakers to come. I thank all of you for giving me this opportunity to share my thoughts on it, and I really wish this affinity group all the very best and a fruitful years ahead. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir, for your kind words and undying support. I assure you we'll try to live up to your expectations. Now, I would like to request Professor Muhammad Rihan, sir, to kindly share his words of wisdom with us. Sir, please unmute yourself.
Sorry. So, Assalamu alaikum and very good evening to all of you. I am thankful to Professor Sufyan Beg Saab, the principal of the college, for joining this program, as well as um, in a very brief sharing very good suggestions and showing the path forward to the affinity group. And I welcome our old students, both Sarita and Kirti. Thank you for joining this program. And Qurratulan rightly said that you have selected very good speakers who can be good role models, inspiration for these students also. And I hope we have Professor Satish also, the chair of IEEE UP section. So actually, we have been receiving continuous support from Professor Sufyan Beg Saab at the level of college, as well as Professor Satish at the level of section. And the branch has been growing. It has been doing very well, actually. It is one of the most vibrant branches of the section. It has won all the awards which are applicable to any branch. So I would like to congratulate the efforts of Zaid, the branch counselor, Tariq, site coordinator, then Qurratulan, the WIE coordinator, and all the active bright students, Abbas and Mahira and all. I may be missing some names. So you have been doing very well, and this WIE is a very good addition in that series. So I'm sure that this WIE will also be a vibrant part of your student branch. And as Sufyan Beg Saab has mentioned, that one thing is there is nothing which can prevent you, the female students or women engineers, in achieving what the boys have been doing. And in fact, many of you, like you have two examples today also, you have been doing very well. And in fact, in our part of the world, in our countries, the ratio is better, in fact, compared to some other countries. And the new engineering branches which have emerged, in fact, they have further reduced this gap of any, if skill wise, if it was thought earlier that a different set of skills are required. So I'm sure the students will actively take part in this WIE Affinity Group in its activities, and it will match the main students branch in activities, and it will also bring good name to the college by doing well. And it will, most importantly, it should serve as a platform for the students, especially the female students, to do well. And I have already mentioned it that WIE does not mean that it is restricted to female students only. The boys can also perform on the platform of WIE, and the students, girl students, also can take part in the other part of that. But this WIE will be headed, coordinators will be mostly female students. That is the difference between other initiatives and this. So I wish all the best to this new initiative, and thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Rehan, sir, for being the pole star and guiding our student branch towards its success. Heading towards our galaxy of renowned speakers, I would humbly request Dr. Shweta Tripathi ma'am to share her insights with us.
Good evening, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good evening, everyone. I'm really happy to join this inauguration ceremony. Right now, I'm traveling, but I'm thankful to Mohammed Rian sir and this IEEE branch to open the WIE group over there. And we'll talk later. Right now, I'm in a traveling mode, so I couldn't be able to join you. My internet connectivity has some issues. Okay?
No problem, ma'am. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll surely connect with you in future.
Yes, I'll try to connect you after 30 minutes if possible. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much. Now it's time for the address of two of our department's shining star, our university's very own women in engineering, Miss Sarita Singh ma'am and Miss Kirti Sharma ma'am. First, I request Sarita ma'am to kindly address the audience on this occasion.
Thank you, Mahina. Thank you, Rehan sir, for inviting me into this. Good evening, professors and my dear friends. It's an honor to be here again and represent my college and organization on such an important topic, women in engineering. I vividly remember sitting on that side of screen, one amongst you all, high in spirits, always excited about after life of college, and today it's feeling as if I'm talking to 15 years younger me. When I was a kid, I never thought I can't do something, and I never knew actually I can't do something because I'm a girl. And I still believe the same. I don't have a designed path or plan to follow because each one of us has to create our own, but I can share my story with all of you. So God has designed my life with tablespoon of success, teaspoon of failures, and handful of uncertainties. And every event has contributed to what I am today. And I don't have, and I don't know what is the natural talent. What is the natural talent in me? But I believe in one thing, that whatever you practice becomes your skill. So when I was 5-6-year-old child, I was asked to learn tables. And my grandfather used to narrate stories and ask questions related to tables, multiples, etc. I didn't know what these tables are, but I enjoyed appreciation I used to get for my right answers and memory. Those appreciation motivated me further to learn more, and I was a good student of mathematics. By the time I was in 8th standard, it was very clear that I'm not good in subjects like social science, drawing, music, and my scores also reflected the same. I scored average marks in all the subjects except maths. And that led to the foundation of me choosing the science stream. Finally, my mother sowed the seed of becoming an engineer because I was good in maths. I got admission in BTech in electrical engineering in 2002 in our college. And by the time I was in 3rd year, core engineering was becoming my strength again. Though I had offers from 2 IT organizations and third one from Siemens, I opted unconventional field of core electrical for girls at that time. I didn't know I would do good or not in IT, but I was clear I will do better in core because that was my foundation. I joined Siemens in 2006 as graduate trainee engineer. I worked in engineering, I worked at site in commissioning, I worked in project management, sales, and currently I'm heading locomotive business within Siemens Mobility. I have been through ups and downs of managing my personal and professional lives. Sometimes personal life takes a front seat and sometimes professional priorities. Your intuition and connect guides you to decide on priorities. And you keep on fine-tuning that balancing of priorities. As a woman, you are always offered to opt for support role, but I personally feel that you lose more by opting that. Because in any case, you have to work for 9 hours. You have to devote your 9 hours to the organization. So why to opt for support roles? Till the time you personally feel that you want to do that. Sometimes you also feel like giving up, but that grit to extend a little more helps us moving on. So if I divide my whole journey into building blocks, I can say that I've always had a short-term dream and a plan to realize it. My dream was based on my strengths, and I always plan to expand my strengths. I believe that we should decide based on our strengths, and finally we should be happy and focus on what we have rather than what we lack. At the end, I would like to close this with a message that it's said you must dare to dream, but I say it requires courage, conviction, and commitment to realize it. So, for now, that has been my part of the story till the time we meet again. Till then, keep living, laughing, stay healthy. Till we meet again. Thank you. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Sarita ma'am, for sharing your experiences and for your good wishes and encouraging words. Now I request Ms. Kirti Sharma ma'am to grace the session with her warm words.
Hello everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Uh, Thanks everyone for having me here today. Thank you for my alma mater and the organizers of this event so that I can share my professional journey to the younger generation. I'm Kirti Sharma. I've been working in TCS for the past 15 plus years. Let me tell you about my career choices that I made that led me where I am now. When I was in high school, that's pretty when we all decide that what stream we are going to choose. My love for maths and sciences was not hidden from anyone, but it was my father who encouraged me to join engineering. He was really a role model for me. And you would be surprised to know that he also did his engineering from the same college, from the same branch. And after a few decades, I followed his footsteps and I also did the electrical engineering from Zakir Hussain College of Engineering and Technology. So that was my dream, to follow my father's footsteps and become an engineer. So after 12th grade, when I joined the engineering college, it was quite intimidating, as in the first year, only 2 girls were there among a class of 60. But thanks to our teachers and friends, they all were very supportive, and the journey of 4 years was full of learning and experimenting. In those 4 years, I realized that boys are not born engineers. They also do the same, they also put the same amount of effort, same amount of hard work as we girls do to excel in this field. So when after completing the engineering, I joined this corporate world, I had a lot of apprehensions that how I'm going to cope up in this male dominated industry. But I have worked with very encouraging people, and I have never felt like I am being not given any opportunity considering I'm a woman, or I'm not given any good chance to work on good projects or any on-site opportunity considering that I'm a woman and I'll not be able to do that. Rather, I remember an incident in my first project when I joined. After a few months only, my manager came to me and said, we have identified you for an on-site assignment. And I was like, I don't have my passport. He was like, you have joined TCS and you don't have any passport. Yes, it was applied in Tatkal and I got it immediately and was headed to that assignment. I've worked with really some cool clients, and overall it had been a wonderful experience working in TCS. And you may be knowing that TCS is one of the largest women employer with around 36% of women employees, and this percentage is still growing. So to all the young girls out there, I would like to say, just follow your dreams, do your best. Don't think that we can't do this. There's no skill that girls can't learn and can't excel in. So, and the early you decide in what stream you want to pursue a career, it's better for you. For example, if someone wants to pursue his or her career in AI or maybe in machine learning, then it's better to do some certifications beforehand, so that when you join the company, you make your career path and your future assignments are aligned with your aspirations. So that's all from my side. Girls, bring yourself on the table. Industry needs you. Thank you very much and all the best to the Affinity Group.
Thank you so much, Kirti ma'am, for your encouraging words. We are so delighted to have you today with us. As we move towards the end, I would like to quote Mae Jemison, first African American woman astronaut in space. Don't let anyone rob you of your imagination, your creativity, or your curiosity. It's your place in the world, it's your life. Go on and do all you can with it and make it the life you want to live. We at WIE Affinity Group will always be available to lend a helping hand if any of you need us anytime. Now, I request Mr. Abbas Syed Nuruddin to please deliver the vote of thanks for the session.
Honorable dignitaries, our most valued invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is truly an honor to have been asked to offer a vote of thanks on the occasion of the inaugural ceremony of Women in Engineering Affinity Group of ZHCET AMU. On behalf of my college, fellow batchmates, respected branch counselor, and faculty advisors, the IEEE student branch, I would like to extend a very hearty vote of thanks to our speakers and guests. We have been very fortunate to have personalities such as Professor M.M. Sufyan Beg, Professor Muhammad Rehan, Dr. Shweta Tripathi, Ms. Sarita Singh, alumnus of ZHCET. You are indeed a source of inspiration to your juniors here. I am sure that this affinity group will work hard to create a gender diversified environment at all levels, acquire influential mentors, and make a difference for humanity, for the benefit of humanity. I would also like to thank our audience who have joined us today and made this event a success. Thank you, everyone. We will now be playing the University Tarana, followed by the National Anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
With this, we sign off. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today and making this event a great success.
Thank you.
Everyone, have a nice day.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, ma'am.